What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video on what a game has done right. Today we're going to be talking about Horizon Zero Dawn and why it is such an amazing PS4 exclusive. I'm sorry to all the Xbox and PC users, but Sony definitely hit home with this title. Aloy is a babe, I'll tell you that for free. Putting a smile on my face before the game even started was the size of the update file. I mean, look at that shit. Usually when buying a game, you're confronted with a 4GB update and you can't actually play the game when you get it. Despite this being a small and stupid point, Horizon, you had my tick of approval from that point onwards. Now, getting stuck into some legitimate points about the strengths of this game, let's start with the graphics. This game looks absolutely beautiful and takes a shit on the graphics of a lot of other PS4 games. Horizon's beautiful graphics are what plunge the player deeper into the world in which Aloy is experiencing. I could walk around in Horizon enjoying the scenery without doing any quests at all and still enjoy it. It's very stunning to look at, and to be honest, when a game has good graphics like Horizon, it motivates me to play it a lot more because you get so much more involved with what's happening. I'm also very impressed with the character designs and appearances. I mean, the first character you meet is a beast, look at him.
It is one thing to hunt a beast, another to hunt a machine. You must be humble and respect their power. I will teach you this.
So let's move on to the actual story of the game. Apart from the main character being the reason I tickle my pickle after 2 AM every night, my god, the story is awesome. The characters are so compelling and memorable that you feel the need to complete the story as fast as you can to see what fate each character will face. Seeing as this game is primarily story driven, then you won't be disappointed. In saying that, the side quests have also been very fulfilling so far, and they actually feel like mini stories similar to many of the side quests in The Witcher 3. Most of them actually have a purpose rather than making you collect 5 apples to feed someone's dying grandma that can only be found on the top of the tallest mountain 500 kilometers away. After doing even one of the side quests, I was highly motivated to complete more and see what else I could learn about this open world. Although some quests might be the typical hunt and gather type where you need to kill or gather a certain amount of things for a particular person, I actually enjoyed it in this game as it gave me an opportunity to travel to new parts of the map and any opportunity to kill more machines I was going to take. When going through the main story, you are given the option to pick some of your dialogue which alters how Aloy is perceived by others, and although I'm not entirely aware of how much influence it actually has later in the campaign, you do notice characters mention throughout the story little things about Aloy that you picked in her dialogue in previous parts of the campaign. Like, for example, you get a rock thrown at you as a kid and you get various options on what to do in return, and later in the campaign you meet the same kid and you mention the action you ended up choosing when you were kids, if that makes sense. I thought this was a cool little feature to add to the game. The voice acting of the characters is on point. I mean, look at this bloke, he sounds like an absolute beast.
Aloy, we are outcasts.
So how do I make them tell me?
The matriarchs? There is a way, perhaps.
So tell me.
This also leads on to the sound effects in general, which are well defined and makes the environment feel real, and includes a range of sounds such as tribal music, while then fading into nothing to let the game's atmosphere settle and immerse the player into the scary world in which you are exploring. This then leads on to the huge open world that needs to be mentioned. For one, it is definitely not bland. You are always encountering herds of robots, and when you're not, you're simply enjoying the view or running through the beautiful looking forests. That's the thing about Horizon Zero Dawn. Even when you are walking around in an empty section of the world, it looks so appealing and each part of the map feels unique, eliminating that bland feeling that often comes with many open world games. I loved some of the vast open areas without any villages in my way, because it gave me a chance to feel like a hunter sneaking through the bushes to stalk my prey. And for those players who hate travelling around large open areas, there is a fast travel option to the areas you have been before, so don't stress about that. The next point relates to corruption zones. The idea of corrupted robots roaming the land certainly added that extra kick to the game while playing. Not only do you have to look out for the normal horrifying robot dinosaurs, but you also have to be careful of the corrupted versions of them, which are much stronger and more dangerous. I thought this was an excellent addition to the story, as well as adding a variety to the open world. When I first encountered corrupted enemies, I was surprised at how deadly they were, forcing me to take that extra time figuring out how I was going to kill them. This game forces you to think about how you approach each machine, because if you make the wrong move, you will be killed very easily. The game also incorporated secret dungeons called cauldrons, which are extremely fun to navigate through. I actually found them very difficult at times as well if I wasn't equipped with the right gear. These dungeons basically reward you with new overriding capabilities so you can hack a greater variety of machines. You also get good loot throughout the dungeon from enemies or in supply crates, which is super cool. The addition of being able to ride mounts is super fun. It feels a lot like the controls of The Witcher 3 when riding a horse, and although the riding mechanics aren't completely smooth, they're smooth enough to enjoy the ride while you're trying to reach a next mission or tear through a herd of robots. This leads on to my next point of hacking, which is how you actually receive a mount in Horizon Zero Dawn. Having a world that's ruled by robotic dinosaurs, there was surely going to be some sort of hacking system that Aloy could use, and this is exactly what she learns to do. What an excellent addition to the game, allowing us to hack certain dinosaurs if we sneak up to them, making travelling around the huge open world a lot more fun. She begins by only learning how to hack a very small amount of the enemies you find in the open world, and by exploring certain parts of the map, Aloy will be able to learn how to hack more and more of these robotic dinosaurs. These dinosaurs are extremely helpful and absolutely wreck the enemies for you, which is awesome when you're trying to farm experience or trying to gather loot. Now, talking about enemies in general, there are 26 robot dinosaurs that all have changing behaviours that indicate what they are doing at that particular moment. You have to be very careful because they mostly hunt in packs or move around in groups, which is incredibly cool and gives that effect of a herd type animal that tries to stick together. If the robots were placed randomly throughout the map with no pattern or observable behaviour, it would feel very bland and boring. There is also still other animals that roam around the land which aren't robots, such as rabbits and boars, so it's not completely dinosaurs everywhere. The more you learn about each robot, the easier each fight will be, such as weaknesses and the way in which they attack you. Not only are there robots to fight, but there are also clans and bandits that are a huge part of the main story and the actual corruption of the robots. Purchase this game and you'll find out exactly what I mean. These bandits are a lot less satisfying to kill than the big robotic machines, but they still add some variety to the game, and it's quite fun clearing out bandit camps so that a village can be re-established in that particular area. In Horizon Zero Dawn, you are equipped with a spear as well as your traditional bow. You also have many traps and gadgets that can be used at any time, which, if you have a creative mind, can be used in a huge number of ways to trap an enemy. The bow is obviously the dominant weapon and the playstyle is extremely satisfying. Although you are probably thinking, how the hell does an arrow inflict so much damage on a robot with heavy armor? But as you craft more items, you'll be surprised how much arrow types there are that inflict different kinds of damage to each enemy, such as fire and shock. This makes taking down machines all the more satisfying as you alter your arrow type to exploit the different weaknesses of each robot. The skills you can access on your skill tree when you spend points complement the combat hugely. Learning stealth kills, takedowns, and being able to slow down time while in midair are such cool abilities to learn when you progress through the leveling system. Each skill has a purpose and doesn't feel completely useless, which can sometimes be the case with skill trees where you get a number of skills being somewhat pointless, but you have to purchase them first in order to get the desired skill you wish to unlock later. So this will conclude everything that Horizon Zero Dawn has done right so far. I'm absolutely in love with this game, and I hope this video will give you some reasons to actually go out and buy this game. There are obviously a few flaws in this game which are extremely minor, but I'll be addressing those in a What Horizon Did Wrong video, and I'll be suggesting some possible things that they can add to this game to make it even greater than it already is. Make sure you leave some feedback and a like on this video, it will be hugely appreciated. I'm Code Red, and I'll see you in the next video.
It's been a long day without you, friend.